Welcome back, everyone, to the Mists of Pandaria beta footage. I've got something a bit different for you today. You see, as with every new expansion, something changes. For hunters and a few other classes I will be showing off, we get a change in, for this case, pets. Or in the case of another class, forms. The first pet I'd like to show you off to you is the Basilisk. This seems to be similar to the Crocolisk in many ways. Let's see if I can get a proper show off for you guys. There we go. He's got the similar sound as the Crocolisk. There are currently 2, maybe 3 different colors available. This, green, and gold, as far as I know, with more to hopefully be made in the future. Now, there are more pets than just the 2 I'm going to show you here, but since I have yet to properly go into the new footage, into the new 86 to 90 zones, I haven't yet to be able to tame these pets. So I'll show these to you when I get the chance. Now, the special ability for this guy is Petrifying Gaze. Turns the target to stone for 3 seconds, causing them to be invulnerable. I'm not sure how useful this ability is, and frankly, I think I would be able to just keep it inactive for nearly all of the fights. Only way I could even see this being useful is maybe for PvP when you're trying to stop someone from coming in to get you. Now, the Basilisk starts out as a tenacity pet. This actually also shows you the screen where we are able to switch our pet specializations eventually. I would believe that this is supposed to be set up to where we can switch it on the fly, but I'm not sure if this is going to be true or not. All pets start out with as a specific class and will change, basically by your decision. So this guy starts out as a tenacity pet, so a pretty decent tank. Don't see how he's really going to be all that useful, though. Oh, excuse me. So let's dismiss him for now. Ignore the Worgen in the background, please. And see the Water Strider. Now, these guys might be familiar for those of you who were big into the Burning Crusade content, and these guys are finally tameable. What's really interesting about these guys is that they apparently have 2 passive abilities, and if my memory serves me correctly, this is because they are exotic pets. Now, I haven't played my hunter in a long time, so I can't really say what it is or not, if that's the case, but I'm going to show you. Well, actually, he's showing you. Is he? No, he isn't. I'm going to show you its 2 special abilities. At the moment, the abilities are bugged to where their timers are not showing, but regardless, we get to show these abilities off. The first one is Still Water, which increases spell power by 10% and critical strike by 5%. Not a bad buff, and probably would be very useful if you're in a mage-heavy or caster-heavy guild. So, for hunters, not so much, because I don't think all that many abilities of ours scale off of spell power. The other ability, however, allows Hunter and the Water Strider to walk on water. So essentially, they're pretty much giving every single class a water walking ability of some kind through some different different spell or whatnot. I think Death Knights has the Frozen Path, Shamans were the original water walkers, and now we've got hunters. Mind you, the abilities of the pets have not gone over yet. They haven't gone over and said, okay, we want this particular pet have this particular ability, so we don't know if this is going to stay or if this is going to change. Now for this particular pet, he is a cunning pet, so more PvP than anything, but then again, this will definitely change before beta's end. Definitely really interesting to see. And now we'll go off into the next class, the Druid, to show you off some of the bigger changes there. So see you then. And now we are here on Bison, my lovely little druid. Matter of fact, one of the few, if only, male characters I've ever played. And now we get to show you off some of the changes that they've made to the druid. Currently, I believe the shape-shifting spells are a tad bugged. As you can see, we have flight form and then my swift flight form. Or this could possibly be a new feature, because if it is, that will actually be quite interesting, considering it will actually allow people to look differently. However, that doesn't scale, so I'm almost certain it's a bug. However, that's not what I wish to show you. First off, we have one of the biggest changes, and I think one of the changes that people will love the most: the return of the tree form. While this form has no special power, no real change to it other than look, it's basically the old Tree of Life form that people used to love back in the day. I know there are a lot of people who never really liked the new Tree of Life form, and I'm not 100% sure, but core abilities, Swiftman. I'm not 100% sure, but I do not think there is a real Tree of Life ability for druids anymore. Mind you, I haven't played my druid in ages, and not at all in the beta, so I cannot be 100% certain. But from what I remember seeing, the new Tree of Life, which is now the old Tree of Life, is no longer available. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. There's also the Incarnation ability, but that's kind of... Oh, there it is. There's the Tree of Life. So yeah, the Reincarnation is where Tree of Life comes from, and Reincarnation is one of the newest druid abilities that allow you to basically change into new forms. You know, problem is getting to show off these new forms since it's on a 3-minute cooldown. However, oh, I believe this is my friend. Akun, is that you? Cheer. Alright. So let's show this off then. Sorry for the clicking, people. But let's see. There we go. Here's what we wanted to show. The new travel form. This is a brand new travel form made available by a glyph. The the Tree of Life, or the Trent form, is also made by a glyph, and as you can see by my friend here, Shorina, also known as my buddy Akun, for those of you who have actually seen him in some of my previous videos, he's able to actually ride on me. Useful? Not exactly, since you're still moving at 40% speed, but kind of interesting, and might help for low-level players. Kinda wish wasn't 40 speed, though. And now, the final new form. Jump. And the best. Quite literally, the best, for I am an orca. Looks like he got it to say it before I did. And there's even special forms too, based on your spec for Druid. But that's kinda hard to show all in one go. Yeah, kind of hard to show because 3-minute cooldown and oh god, he made me float. 3-minute cooldown and you have to actually be in different specs. Oh, and actually, this is a good time to show the new buff bar. Actually shows you what you need and what you're missing. So we got the stats boost from me and the stamina boost from him. Missing everything else, but that's interesting. Anyway, now let's go on to the final little thing I wish to show you all. See you in a sec. And now it's time to finally show you the last of this particular changes that I thought were particularly interesting. You may have noticed that I've done mostly of the classes that are really obvious and easily to see, oh, this character has changed. Mainly when it comes to pets and the like. That's really because, at my heart, I'm a collector of things and I like the different looks and abilities. So really, well, my name is Pokeprof, so you would figure I'm a collector of some kind. So, let me show you what we have. There is a new ability, a new talent actually I should say, for Warlocks down here. The Grimoire of Supremacy. These replace your demons with new demons and give every single demon you can summon a new look. These looks, ignore that for a moment, are we get from a normal imp to the Fell Imp. Fell Imp, not really a huge change other than the horns, but it's an improvement. Also, apparently there are some new... I don't play Warlock at all, so I have no idea if there's any new abilities, what's not. But I actually kind of like the fact that they tell you when an ability has a autocast and what it does now. So this is the upgraded Imp. Let's dismiss him for now. The upgraded Void Stalker, or the Blueberry. That's as best I know him as. As you can see, he's got the same model as some of the creatures from over in the Burning Crusade content. Otherwise, he seems to be... Really, it seems that most of these characters are really just the same, just upgraded in look. We have the Observer, which replaces our Fell puppy. Not too bad. Makes it an easy way of getting this minion other than trying to mind control it constantly. My personal favorite replacement, the Succubus, into the Shivara, which, of course, the 6-armed seductress monster from Burning Crusade content. If I ever play a Warlock, this will be the pet I will use 100% of the time. Then we have the Terror Guard, which unfortunately I need an enemy to cast. See if I can find one real fast. Ah, there we go.
Who dares summon me?
He seems to be the same, and I cannot summon the Abyssal. Well, I feel like an idiot. Especially since I don't have any of my abilities on here. And my Terror Guard is not attacking. Well, beta is beta, folks. Let's see if I can actually pull something out my butt here and actually live. On the bright side, I'm able to actually do something. It looks like the enemy, my creature's abilities did change. Like the enemy, Optic Blast, Clone Magic. Interesting. The other thing I would like to point out is the fact that the demons themselves no longer work off mana. They work off almost like energy, like rogues do. I'm not sure if that's a new change or whatnot. Again, I do not play Warlocks, so my knowledge of the Warlocks are very, very, very limited. Yeah, and it looks like they do change depending on... Okay, so yeah, they do change. Very interesting. I would love to show you the Abyssal, but apparently I'm unable to do that. However, one last thing I will do... Let's see... I will dismiss. As you can see, Warlocks now have a new setup depending on what spec they are. I'm not going to go over them. Again, I don't play Warlocks. Apparently, Metamorphosis is a much bigger deal now, but the main thing I wanted to show you was the Wraith Guard, which is
Cannot command.
a replacement for our old Doom Guard. And from what I have been told, well, not what from I have told, but from what I have read through the glyph here, if I can find the glyph, Nightmare, yeah, Nightmare basically allows Warlocks to walk on water. Here we go, the glyph of the Felguard. Whenever we summon a Felguard, it will crypt a random two-handed axe, sword, or polearm from your backpack. Do I have anything like that available? No, I do not. So I'm unable to show that right now. I might try to show that off in the future. I really just made this character to show this off to you guys, you know, for the sake of actually having it. So, at least for now, I hope you enjoyed that. I might actually play I might play a Warlock these days because of all these nice little changes, but until then, I'll see you next time.